mm, mm, mm,
Shall we start now, sir?
Yes, madam, please.
Hello, everyone. Present here virtually. I am Preeti here. I have welcomed you all for today's session, which is titled as How to Prepare the Research Proposal for Finding Agency. And presenting this session, we have with us our today's expert, Dr. C. Venkatachalam, sir. Dr. C. Venkatachalam, sir, is a MA, MPhil, and PhD in sociology. He has 26 year teaching experience in 3 universities as Acharya Nagarjuna University, Andhra Pradesh, Bharatidasan University, and Periyar University in Tamil Nadu. Currently, mentor professor at Bharatiya University, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. He handled the research project funded by UNICEF, WHO, Swadeshi International Development Agency, DANLEP, USAID, UNDP, Tamil Nadu, AIDS Controller Society, ICSSR, and UGC. He has expert in human development report and prospective plan. He has delivered more than 200 important addresses as inaugural keynote valedictory, plenary, etc. Member in many professional association, including International Society on Yearly Intervention Center of Human Development and Disability, University of Washington, USA. He organized 25 academic programs, including 2 international. You may start now, sir.
Okay, madam. Thanks a lot. Madam, my slide is visible?
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. So at the outset, my sincere and heartfelt thanks to go to the business Rozgar. So number of times I have addressed it earlier. Once again, I came up with the current title, how to prepare the research proposal for funding agencies. And I feel very happy that the organization is giving a lot of chances to deliver the addresses from time to time from different topics for different audience. So which is motivating me to bring out some of the very salient features of different ideas from different perspectives. Since as a researcher, a teacher, and the best outreach activity person who has handled several research projects and identifying the funding agencies in India and abroad. And this is the right time the students community and the researchers, they can develop their capabilities, credentials to go for the funding agencies which are readily available. But the only one thing they need the commitment, sincerity, and we must know what is their objective, aim of the funding agency, thrust areas, which will help us a lot to bring a lot of funding sources which build the confidence in various levels, and the society will give respect. And because of our research through the funding agencies, we may be in a position to help the policy making bodies on the one hand, human society on the other hand, and some more things also. Our this is our findings will help a lot to learn about what is happening in the society is the most important dimensions in this connection. So first, my objective of addresses I have prepared is 7 subdivisions: introduction, perspective planning, research process, developing the concepts, methodological framework, critical analysis, and concluding remarks. So this is I thought, because I have through my experience and visited various websites and other experts who have spoken about the funding sources and all. First, the thing out the introduction. Academic writing is a science because it is the science is a systematic approach, is a method of study, and science will not grow in a single line, in a narrow line. Science, it has own branches. Within a one science subject, many subjects have been developed. For example, the botany, geology is helped to develop environmental science, bioinformatics, biotechnology, and several disciplines. Today, if you see the science is concerned hierarchy of science, we can understand that several disciplines have been developed because in every, including social sciences, in physical sciences, chemical sciences, and all, science role is very, very significant. And when you talk about the science, that is accuracy will be appeared, systematization will be very important, and generalizing the things are the very playing a very crucial role. So this is a important aspects of the academic writings, because when we deal in the things, when we go through the books, when we go through the research articles, and we can find that these are the to prepare this material, there is a funding agencies might have given the financial support to prepare the monograph, to prepare the research projects, to prepare this working paper in several forms. So we could understand that the funding is available across the country, beyond the country. So we have to identify how to put our mind in a systematic order to get the funding for our research projects. So recognition amongst the colleagues is the next important aspect of the getting the funding for our research projects, because all the people won't get the funding resources, financial support. Somebody is a very curiosity, dedicated, and sitting with uh, the framework of conceptualization and identifying the various sources of funding agencies through personal contact. Sometimes many things may not be available in the websites. Sometimes the organizations may require this is some short notice and all. So when the researcher is always keeping his mind with curiosity and want to do something for these things, so it will be help, because all the faculty members may not get the research projects, but only very few. It will give the recognition. Today, Institute of Higher Learnings are being ranked by NAC, National Accreditation things, NIRF, and many more agencies are try to classify the institutions and the which attract the students also. So when the a particular departments or the university, and when the faculty members are getting the projects, it will help them a lot to getting the recognition within the colleagues. Systematic searching, because it is not a one-time activity, completely, thoroughly, systematically searching to know the purpose, thrust areas in the sense even every funding agency from time to time they change the thrust areas are concerned to attract the people. And if you are making the concept note from the systematic searching, we are very successful for the getting the funding. Objectives of the funding agencies, because many funding agencies are they are providing their websites, their the periodicity of the funding and the nature of funding, where the funding is being given, because the purpose different time to time may be changing. Sometimes they are asking for the junior colleagues, sometimes these middle level career researchers, faculty members, sometimes senior most, even superannuation. And so various things, because idea generation is the key, which can help to bring out the best from the who are preparing the proposal. Second, I'm concentrating on perspective planning, because planning we know very well. Planning in between the policy and the programs. Policy is a course of action. Planning is require execution. How the planning is possible in these things. Because once you understand the planning process are these things, because when you're using the word perspective planning, it is a visualization. So the goal of the researcher is to identify there is a several agencies of the funding. So proper planning is needed, which can help fill in the gap in the existing body of research on the particular subject. Because even research, what we say, research start with a question, end with a question, to leave for the budding researchers and the forthcoming researchers to choose a right topic, because always is the fill in the gap and identify the gap areas is most important. So that will help the researcher to go through the different type of things, because what we call review of literature, a systematic review of literature is in a position to help what are the different areas of fundings are available. Because already told that funding agencies are from time to time they want to get, because since the past 3 years we know how the COVID-19 is creating inconveniences. It creates a lot of things on the human society, and how the people are migrating from one place to other place, and how the loss of unemployment, and how the people recover from their health aspect, health point of view and all. So underscoring the existing research on their particular subject, because research is nothing but is a keep on changing, and dimensions are being changed, methodological framework is being modified. So different aspects are being discussed, adding to new original knowledge the academic community's existing understanding of their subject. Because the existing knowledge is always being amended, being changed, because of the consistent research is being going on. Original knowledge is the very important dimensions, because original knowledge, you know, when the originality is there, and we can find out different type of variables, developing different type of hypothesis, so which can help to capable of conducting the research in a beautiful manner. Because research and development, wherever it is being developed and the people are getting the benefit, and the organizations are very apt, very suitable for to delivering the best. Because R&D will help the policy makers how we can within the available resources or mobilizing the resources to find out the way, contributing to the current state of their field in a meaningful way. Because each and every subject it would like to marketing their exercise for joining with the other disciplines, to make use of how the things will be set right. Because issues are today we are living in the complex form of society. Earlier society was so simple, and today everything is changed. Sometimes stress of the people, and the people with ill motivated, sometimes unemployment. If we look at the positive note, women empowerment is taking place here and there, and the education of the children, and the wastage of childhood, child labor, street children, children at difficult circumstances in connection with the children are concerned. If you are going for the youth, there is a several funding agencies exclusively for the youth, youth welfare, youth underemployment, youth unemployment. If we talk about the this one, the elderly, there are several agencies are like LPage International, LPage India. Many organizations are coming forward to contribute their best for conducting this research. So research proposal needs to discuss the academic background. Academic background is the researcher, what type of papers he is demonstrating, and what type of expertise he has in the field of knowledge, current knowledge. So which will help to prepare the research proposals, inputs in various places of the research proposal is concerned, which will help different subheadings and how these research proposals have been prepared, have been documented, and to throw the light on several aspects of the things. For instance, if you talk about the want to send the proposal for the how the street vendor, how the street business being carried out, and what type of motto, who are much involved in the street business, and what is the amount involved in it, and how the people are completely stagnated and selling the goods, or the bullocks pushing vehicles, are they on the on the head, or we can say that wheel on the business. So when you talk about one particular aspect, we can understand the several dimensions to be identified. Credentials as well as demonstrate the proposed ideas have academic merit, because when the researcher is want to make use of his knowledge, expertise, but he must use his academic merit. For example, if you want to send the proposal to the human resource development, human resource management, but some kinds of papers to be might have been published to impress the funding agencies are concerned. So what we call academic merit, simply without having any background paper or any published paper and all, the funding agency may not show any interest towards these things. So indirectly, the researcher being to work for a particular period of time, and they will become expertise, and then he can go for the funding agencies to ask a fund for their project. The research methodology is a plan to use, because methodological framework, methodology is a very keen. Methodology consists of several aspects, because it talks about theory, it talks about the fact, it discusses about the hypothesis are concerned, because it's interrelated. It's nothing but research methodology is a consist of the selection of the problem and the methods and tools going to be used for the data collection, and the scientific analysis, the statistical test used. So several aspects, sometimes quantification of the research, qualitative research are concerned. So several plan is required in the methodological orientation is concerned. Three, research process, because when we discuss about the sending the proposal to the funding agencies, so major areas of research as per the curriculum vitae and publication, the candidate have to be matched perfectly. I already told that when you decided to send the proposal for the funding agency, one must work for a particular period of time to make use of these the funding agencies are concerned, how to make these things perfectly all right, because candidate is curriculum vitae resume is so important to make use of these funding agencies are concerned. Planning earlier to apply for funding, because the well planned project proposal, it is a halfway mark, it is 50% it will be successful, because planning is an essential, starting from a certain period of time to go for this very the clarity in these things, because one must get the confidence to go for this funding, because well in advance you can go through the website and how the funding is being asked. The motto of the research proposal should be very crystal clear. Otherwise, when the researcher is not having any clarity, and he cannot go for a good funding agency, which may not be in a position to help the candidate or concerned, because this is a competitive world. Because one, you could choose the funding agencies are concerned, then automatically the research proposal components will be entered. Topic selection first, because the selection of the topic is very, very important after the making the stepping stone to decide to prepare the research proposal. Topics may be major. For example, if we want to, still we have India have plenty of children are directly or indirectly working, and many are not in a position to complete their school successfully, and stagnation is there. In spite of all the things, That is we have to give certain attention to these things. So the child labor is the, if you take the topic. Secondly, convert it is a problem. The problem is nothing but how a topic can be converted as a problem. Because when we are suffixing or prefixing or suffixing, we can understand that the problems of the child labor in particular area are the causes for the child labor or the consequence of child labor. So several things, because after selection of the topic to be converted is a problem. And the next one is there is a asking research questions. Sometimes research questions in the sentence formation, what we call hypothesis, and the well defined hypothesis, which requires basically a clear cut objectives are needed. When the researcher is going through number of literature on particular topic, he will in a position to prepare major objective, specific objectives. When the objectives are clearly written and easy for the researchers, go into the problem, go into the planning is concerned. In this connection, these are three important things: research questions, hypothesis, and objectives are very important. And the mention type of research consists of four: basic research, basic, pure, and fundamental research are comes under the same category. Basic, pure, and fundamental research, which is most of the time the students carry out the research projects work, because there is adding one more knowledge in the existing body of knowledge, what we call basic research is concerned. Second type of research is action oriented. The researcher is, while collecting the data, he informs how he is informing the things, because which requires action oriented. Then and there we can solve the problem. For example, there is still we have a yearly marriage or child marriage is concerned, and the children are neglecting the studies and working for the income. When the many adults are unemployed, how the children are being employed by the certain companies, particularly the informal sector. So that is the things, we have to make a very clear cut these things. Then applied research. On the basis of our findings, if we send the conclusion and the findings, major findings, so the industry may be called as the research may be applied. Policy oriented research, because when the researcher is doing his help to the policy making institution at the grassroots level, is the three type system: grassroots level, and you can go for the state government, these things, and in Chennai. So several things that we can understand that policy making institutions are expecting much. So policy oriented research is the key. Then area profile in detail and the sharp focus, because area profile is when you're talking about the one particular area for research, we must tell about the socioeconomic characteristics when the particular area or district bifurcated from somewhere else, and how they see major resources for things. So everything should be given in the detail. So which is will help to the basic information, secondary data will help the researcher to focus further on sharpen his skills. Research design nothing but a blueprint of the research. Sometimes it is being called the roadmap of the research. Research design consists of either it is a descriptive or diagnostic research, or sometimes research are considered as the explorative or formative research, and sometimes research being called as this is an experimental research, ex post facto research, because a particular research proposal consists of the research design, which talk about how the research to be carried out, when the research to be done, and this is the cost of the research. So several dimensions will be identified to go through the important aspects for the sending for funding agencies are concerned. And universal sampling procedures, because once a researcher could understand what is a universe or what is a population of the your say sample selection, Because from there the researcher going to select a certain kind of sample, what we call subset of population. Sampling is procedure is known as the, because once you understand the characteristics, if you understood properly, then easy for to developing the concept of this one sampling procedures. The sampling procedures consist of random, non-random. The researcher must be very having clarity in the things. Now, random sampling is equal chance to all. It is a systematic. It is a simple random sampling consists of lottery method, table of random numbers if the sample size is more, and systematic random sampling, and area sampling, cluster sampling, stratified random sampling, and so on. This is list comes under the probability sampling or random sampling. On the other hand, non-random sampling or non-probability sampling consists of, this is the um, quota sampling, accidental sampling, snowball sampling, and several sampling, because a number of research ideas are being developed to know about the simply sampling procedures in connection with the sending the these proposal for funding agencies. Methods and tools of data collection. Methods and tools to be used for the collecting the data. Because methods are many. Even the observation is a method, case study is a method, narratives is a method, oral history is a method, content analysis is a method, ethnographic studies is a method. But tools are concerned either into schedule or into questionnaire, and several dimensions are there to carry out these things because methods. So tools of data collection is even methods consist of oral history and all to be included. Even the tools of data collection is the interview guide, interview schedule. So this will help the researcher to identify the gap areas as well as what type of methods to be used in the collection of the data. And innovation in the research proposal, because always the funding agencies require cleverness, innovative methods, innovation, which help to identify how these the funding is going to be used in a different purpose. Because when we talk about all kind of scientific inventions should reach the human society is concerned. Human society is the ultimate beneficiary. In this connection, uses for human society to be mentioned very carefully, because many of the funding agencies are asking the proposal writers to how to your findings will be useful for the human society is concerned. Mention the helping for policy making institutions, because policy making institutions badly require the micro level research which is being conducted, and help the society and the nation building process is will be easy. So in this connection, we can understand that the policy making institutions should be ultimate beneficiary for the policy making institutions are concerned. Action plan for future researchers. I already told that any kind of research is not ending with the solutions, but ending with the problem. Then only other budding researchers and future researchers will get the some kind of action from the previous research. So in this connection, future research, the action plan is essential to meet the people wherever they are available. Then statistics, action plan for then statistical test to be used, because after collecting the data, classification of data and all the things, still we need require statistical treatment to be given to identify the relation between two variables, chi-square test, ANOVA, z-test, gamma test. Several tests are available, which will be help the preparation of a beautiful report. In this connection, we need different kind of things. The fourth subtitle is developing the concept, because conceptualization is the key. Conceptualization is very important. Concept. For example, I told you that this one, child labor. Child labor, when UNICEF long ago told that if you make a child labor within the country of India, the children are working in the country, make a separate country, that country will become the first populous country in the world. And similarly, the several concepts, missing
sir.
human. Hello?
Sorry to disturb you, sir. Your slide is not changing.
No, it's there. Madam, I'm in the fourth one. It's changing, madam.
There are showing page number first, sir.
I see. I'm in the 4, madam.
Okay, sir. I will check again. You can start, sir.
Now I'm in the 4th. It is visible to me. 4th, I am available in the 4th point. Okay, concept. Then okay. Developing the concepts. Conceptualization is the key for any kind of research proposal. Then fine-tuning the process is a very crucial aspect, because once you prepare the research proposal, a number of times re-look into the preparation of the research proposal is very important, because not only for the many social sciences, biological sciences, life sciences, chemical sciences, geosciences, all the people are using the things. But I'm talking about the social sciences in general. Madam, can I discuss?
Yeah, you can start, sir. But there are showing only page number first, sir.
I say, because it is being changed for me. It is visible also. So I will go through it, then we will see, madam.
Okay, sure.
Because in between, I am unable to do anything. So fine tuning the process, compare with the existing body of knowledge, because once you understand the updating the research findings and accumulate for the proposing the research proposal is the key, because many of the research organizations asking what you are the compare with the existing body of knowledge. When you talk about any kind of things, today's world is so small, so we can compare what are the theoretical inputs are available, and how the research proposal being accepted research proposal, even human development report, the funded by the UNDP, it is for Malda report of the West Bengal. In many of the even Bangladesh report is available. Many other things, because when the researcher is decided to carry out the research, and he can make use of these reports, it is available in the websites, and go through it and get the clarity for the comparative analysis between the existing body of knowledge. Throw the lights on conceptualization framework, because it is preparing the concept hierarchy, bureaucracy, and the division of labor, and in man is industrious, homo sapiens, and the concept of work, labor, job. Even if you take about agriculture, how these agriculture laborers and cultivators, landlords, several things are there. If you talk about any particular topic, you can identify number of things, conceptualization framework. Yes, most of the successful projects, because of they developed the concept node, conceptual framework. Methodological frameworks are concerned, because the research is major two halves are quantitative research and qualitative research. Quantitative research we know very well, because it is a quantification and measuring the attitude if the behavioral and social sciences are concerned, because we are using different type of scaling techniques. For that, we are developing the statements, issues, and all. But qualitative research is, on the other hand, entirely different, because it requires qualitative research is some wherever not possible for the quantification of the research. Qualitative research will help. For example, case study. A case study is nothing but study about the single unit in depth, because case study is a social microscopic framework which will help to develop the different kinds of variables are concerned, independent variable, dependent variables. Observation and types. Observation is nothing but note and take to mind, simple or uncontrolled observation, controlled observation, participant observation, non-participant observation, and all being used. Even the types and all a researcher must know. Then only we can useful for certain funding agencies completely concentrating on the qualitative research are concerned. Content analysis, because it is a content analysis, what type of content is there within the content is maybe available in the print media, print newspaper, and even sometimes it is available in the TV telecast, TV programs, and many more. So with the help of the things, a researcher can understand what is the observation types, content analysis, so narratives, because narrative sometimes you be used in English, even some other behavioral sciences also, because narratives is to listen from the candidate, listen from the this one respondent. So he may be in a position to tell about all these issues, but the researcher's idea is how to grasp the important aspects of the different and independent variables. Oral history. Many of today in written history we know. Oral history is the people who are able to say is the senior people, senior citizens will be there, and the people the elderly, and many more things. The oral history is one important aspects of the quality research is concerned. And the discussions and methods, because discussions and methods should be thorough, and it should be focusing on the particular issue which is related. It must be related to the funding agencies are concerned. Sometimes research proposal may be good, but it is not suitable for the funding agencies thrust areas searching. So that should be carefully we got to carry out. Otherwise, very difficult for the researcher to get the funding for things. Then theoretical approach, because theories are different things to different people, or theory means a conceptual framework. Because when you talk about the different kinds of theories, how the theoretical, sometimes the evolutionary theories are there, structural functionalism theories are there, conflict theories are there, and the interaction through symbols, symbolic interaction theories are there, and the theoretical perspective. Then in social exchange theory, phenomenology, ethnomethodology, the researcher must understand what type of theory is going to be incorporated in his research, because theory is nothing but how these people's attitude being changed and are understanding things. Developing the models, because the world consists of several models for the things. The model of the research, model of the area development, model of the family, model of the industry, and all the things are available within the modern complexity world. Then developing the model, filling the gap areas, because research is always to finding the way for to fill in this one the existing body of knowledge, because no research is when the research is doing the kind of research, it will become very fresh for him, because research is like that, because research is the methodological framework being developed for several months time sometimes. So that is an important area. Bring out the best from the understanding, because once you understood properly, then it will be easy for the researcher to make use of the understanding, the capabilities, and how to make use of the funding agencies are concerned, which will help you a lot to make this understanding is in-depth understanding. Critical analysis. This is research is nothing but research proposal is required. Learn from existing body of the knowledge or review of literature, whatever it may be. But researcher is no updating the knowledge. It may add the new percentage. It may add what the theory has been changed. What is the thing is the theoretical perspectives, and a mixture of the both the things, which will help the researcher to bring out the to learn from the existing body of knowledge, and again he will add some more further about the existing body of knowledge in a while. Then learning the criticism from earlier work, because research is nothing but criticism always will be there. When criticisms are there, the researcher can understand what type of things will be useful for his research proposal, because getting the confidence is the major concern. So these are the 6 parameters starting from introduction. So research proposal, funding agencies are time to time the thrust area will be changed, and the purpose will be changed, and the objectives also will be changed. So what is a concluding remark? Research proposal is an art. Not all the people cannot write, because we need patience, and we need a thorough understanding about the research proposal is concerned, and they getting the permission from the institutions to send the proposal. Research proposal preparation is an profession. Professional outlook is required. Professional outlook is patience is need of our, And until try to get the best things, we got to keep on working in the things. Research proposal is nothing but science. Science is nothing but method of study. A systematic approach is required because most of the behavioral and the social sciences and other sciences are playing a vital role to make use of research proposal is equal to science. Then inputs from various sources are possible in writing the research proposal because sources are very important to accommodate different sources which will help the researcher getting the confidence to writing for the organizations are concerned. Sometimes there is a consultancy, there is an individual, there is a group of people who always concentrating on the preparation of research proposal concern. Familiarity with researchers across the world because once you started writing the proposal and getting the funding for one particular research project and getting the familiarity, and you will be in the important place to understand how the research can be done properly. Then familiarity with the researchers across the world, presenting the viewpoints in the intellectual forums because many research forums are required. The people who have done the research on particular topic, which will help the researcher afresh, and he can move towards the funding agencies are concerned, and the people who want to know from others, they can make use of them is the things very important. Then present the viewpoints of intellectual forums, I get told. Visualizing the funding agencies' objectives. Because once you sit with the computer, laptop, and the websites of the web portals of the funding agencies are very clearly they mentioning about when the time-bound programs and how the funding is, what type of funding is required, and what is the duration of the project. So several dimensions are essential to find out the way to write the proposal is concerned. Regular writing the research proposal enhances the quality of the research is concerned because writing is not for a one-time activity; it's a continuous activity to learn from different sources, different personalities, different funding agencies, different kind of ambience, and the most important different subjects. So that is a very important aspects to enhance, develop the writing proposal is concerned. Facing committee experts are possible in a difficult circumstance because once you are presenting the proposal, then people will come to know about your idea and how these things are being matched. Using the exact platforms are the compact mechanisms because the platforms are very essential to find out the compact mechanism the things are concerned. Many funding agencies searching for new ideas because ideas are shortage. Ideas are there. We can find out how these ideas can be generated, how the ideas can be incorporated in different forms. Creating the proper stage is possible in the proposal writings are concerned because proper stage is what the word is used in proper stage is because you have to create your own stage, not somebody will give the proper stage for us. So we have to create so and so is the best in terms of the one particular area of subject. If you talk about the industrial organization structure, organization functions, organization ambience, organization values, then organization environment, and several dimensions are there. So that should be a proper place will be arranged for a researcher is concerned. The theoretical building is the key because theory is the most important aspect to develop the theory. Or theory itself is speculation. When you talk about the theories, accepting the theory or theory is not objective. That also to be this one, to be inbuilt and to tell about the future research are concerned. Interrelating theory, fact, hypothesis. Theory, I told that theory is helping the researcher to go to the facts. What type of facts to be collected? The facts, theory, and the fact, it generate hypothesis. Hypothesis is a guess. Hypothesis is this one. Hypothesis nothing but this one tentative generalization. So different kinds of null hypothesis. So hypothesis to be developed in a meaningful manner. Down to earth motivation is obvious in the research is concerned because the researcher must understand how this is a in-depth knowledge in several dimensions of the the research proposal is concerned. And the research proposals will be developed because most of the funding agencies, according to my knowledge, of course, because I involved in the ILO project, WHO, UNICEF, USAID, and then DANLAP, CDS International Development Agency, many more. So what they think is, their main important thing is professionalism. Professionalism is a systematic, a understanding. Already you have a number of publications on particular topic. That all they are expecting most important from the researcher who is writing the proposal is concerned. Academic leadership is the way of writing the research proposal, because academic leadership is nothing but the researcher can develop, the researcher can identify, channelize most aspects of the researchers are concerned. Because writing the research proposal is not that much easy. But once you get the familiarity, once you started to get the funding, and many organizations are searching for successful candidates who have number of projects in the hands, who have handled the projects very nicely. Once they get the confidence, because if you have a more fund, so you develop the research proposal concepts are available, so that will be help in a big way. So with these few remarks, I express my sincere and heartfelt thanks for all the audience who have listened to my this past nearly 1 hour lecture. Thank you very much for patience listening. Once again, I thank the business Rojgars. Often they are, whenever I am approaching them, they are helping and they bring out the best. So with these few remarks, I once again thank the organizers who are responsible for inviting me to this important platform. Thank you so much. If any questions, submissions, inquiries are there, I am ready to available to reply to your questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir,
Okay.
for this very nice session, sir.
Okay.
If anyone has any question, you can ask. I think no one have any questions, sir.
Okay, madam. Okay.
Thank you so much,
Thank-
all the participants, for your active participation.
Okay.
Let me inform to all that this complete session will be available on our Business Rozgar YouTube channel. So if you want to watch it again or want to share it to somebody, so please visit Business Rozgar YouTube channel. Thank you.
Okay.
Last but not the least, thank you.
Thank you, madam. Yes, madam. Thank you for
the time for session.
Okay.
Which
Ah.
I would like to end today's session here, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. We will meet in some other occasion, madam. Thanks a lot. Okay.